can I come out and kind of get my football fix for the summer. So I did the same. I've done this several times before. I was actually in Nashville last week and for a speech and stopped by the Titans facility and saw Coach Vrabel. So it's fun kind of being a free agent. You know, you kind of have open invites to a lot of different facilities. And John and I go back a long way. And coached me in the Pro Bowl in 2000, and we kind of formed a friendship then, and we've stayed in touch throughout his time coaching, and certainly at ESPN. And of course, Brian Callahan's was with me in Denver, and Raiders just hired one of my long-time friends and my video guy at Tennessee, Joe Harrington, is their new video guy. So fun to see some old friends, but also enjoy watching some guys work and learning some new things.
What was your impression then of Derek and working under John?
Yeah, I really like Derek. I mean, I've just known him just a little bit from playing against him, but John let me sit in the quarterback meeting this morning, and you can tell he loves it, and he is very engaged and obviously trying to learn a new system, which is a challenge. But one thing about John Gruden, he loves football, and so everybody playing for him better love it too. And when your quarterback loves it, like you can tell Carr does, it shows. So I pull for quarterbacks. You know, it's a unique fraternity, and I think the NFL needs good quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, and they got a really good one in Derek for sure.
Do you speak up during the meeting at all? Offer any tips?
Yeah, like I said, I kind of.
Tell them that's the wrong read.
No. I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach. Yeah, I just, like I said, I enjoy sitting in. Whether it was, like I said, I've, sat in a meeting with Marcus Mariota last week, and I've, if they have a question, I've never considered myself a coach, but I guess you're always kind of paying it forward. So if somebody has a question about the no-huddle offense or calling audibles, yeah, I'm glad. We have a football camp down in Louisiana. We have college players come, and E.J. Manuel was there. So I enjoy, helping out young guys if they have a question, but I kind of let them approach me first.
Like you said, you've known John for a while. How surprised, how shocked? Or did you just expect him to get back in?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I can always tell. Broadcasting, I'd see him when he'd do games, and I'd say, "How you doing, John?" He said, "Oh, doing great. Hadn't lost a game in 6 years." And I said, "But you haven't won one either." And I could tell that always sort of like he always thought about that. Like, I mean, when you're not playing, you certainly don't have to. The pain of losing a game, but you don't get the thrill and exhilaration of winning a game. And so I could always tell, especially with guys of like Sean Payton and John Fox that were still in it, kind of his era of guys. And so it's great for football that he's back in it. He's got, I mean, just that 1 week at the Pro Bowl, 18 years ago, which the Pro Bowl is a little different now, but back then. It was a little more intense and serious, but I mean that week, guys wanted to kind of run through a wall just for him as our Pro Bowl, Hawaiian coach. Partially because he bought all the beer for all the players, which was smart. It's smart. I think it helped him in free agency a few years later. But I think that's, look, ultimately, I think the role of any coach is to get his players to play hard for him. And there's different ways of, Tony Dungy. You had so much respect for him, you didn't want to disappoint him, so we played hard for him, and it was a very effective way of leading. And I think John's, just his passion for it, it just shows, and he wears it on his sleeve, and players will respond to that.